A poisonous snake was creeping toward the little boy. Todd threw over a boot, signaling for the boy to fight back. But the boy froze in fear. At the critical moment, Todd grabbed the snake. Instead of killing it for him, he tossed the snake to the ground and told the boy to defend himself. Just then, Mace and Sandra arrived. Mace killed the snake at once. Fearing for her son's safety, Sandra's opinion of Todd changed completely. The village leader called a meeting. Fearing Todd's unpredictable behavior might threaten the whole village, they gave him tools, clothes, shoes, and a knife, and asked him to leave. Todd accepted their gifts, put on the clothes and scarf they had given him, and left the settlement. He hid alone in the planet's junkyard. For the first time in 40 years of cold, emotionless soldiering, tears ran down his face. He could not understand why he cried. He had never feared death. Meanwhile, the colonel's ship was heading for the trash planet. Mace and Sandra were asleep when a poisonous snake slithered onto their bed. They were almost killed, but their little son suddenly grabbed a boot and beat the snake to death. Only then did Mace and Sandra realize Todd had not put the boy in danger. He had taught him how to survive. Mace immediately knew he had made a terrible mistake. He decided to risk everything to bring Todd back. Mace followed the chains outside the village and found Todd alone. He apologized sincerely.
We're sorry.
At that moment, they realized the incoming ship was not a garbage freighter. It was a warship.
Stay with me, sir.
Todd pulled Mace and fled at once. The colonel's enhanced soldiers began landing on the planet, fully armed and conducting live-fire exercises. They shot anyone on sight. The colonel considered any refugees they found as enemy targets. When the soldiers spotted two running figures, they opened fire immediately. Mace was badly wounded. Todd tried to save him, but it was too late. With his last breath, Mace saw armored vehicles heading for the village. He begged Todd to protect his wife and son. The captain reported to the colonel that refugees lived on the trash planet. The colonel saw this as perfect target practice for his new soldiers. Despite the captain's protests, he sent only a 3-man squad, convinced it was more than enough to deal with unarmed civilians. The villagers held a meeting to decide what to do. The village leader went out to negotiate for peace. But before she could speak, she was blown away by a blast from the enhanced soldiers. A brutal massacre began. Refugees were killed or forced to flee in panic. At the height of the battle, a figure dropped down from the roof. It was Todd. He took out one soldier with a single move. Sandra and the children were being chased by another soldier. Just as he was about to attack, Todd appeared again. The soldier wildly emptied an entire magazine, but while reloading, Todd killed him. The villagers began to clean up the battlefield. Many had died. Todd gathered the weapons and gear from the 3 dead soldiers. He knew this was only the first wave. From his expression, Sandra understood that Mace was dead. Todd said nothing. He prepared himself for the next fight. Sandra asked how many enemies remained. She wanted to gather the villagers to fight together. Todd told her there were still 17 enemy soldiers, but they would not fight. Only soldiers fought soldiers. With fear and respect, Sandra and the survivors watched as Todd walked out alone to face the enemy. Todd attacked the first armored vehicle using guerrilla tactics. He killed one soldier and moved to another position. He dragged one soldier down into a nest of poisonous snakes. 3 soldiers tried to attack through the water, but Todd killed another. He made a fake decoy and set off a trap. When the remaining soldiers rushed over, Todd detonated bombs on the other side. Nearly all of the colonel's enhanced soldiers were wiped out. Only a few armored vehicles remained. Todd destroyed them one by one, planting bombs inside and seizing one for himself. He fought the remaining soldiers using their own advanced weapons. In the end, all 20 elite genetically modified soldiers were dead. The colonel was stunned. He could not believe his invincible soldiers had been defeated. Assuming the enemy was a large army, he ordered his remaining veteran soldiers to plant a planet-killing nuclear bomb. If he could not take the planet, he would destroy it. Todd returned to Sandra. He knew the colonel's style. If he could not win, he would annihilate everything. Todd planned to lead the villagers to seize the enemy spaceship. The genetically enhanced soldier who had lost an eye to Todd earlier was still alive. He returned to take revenge. He challenged Todd to one-on-one combat. The soldier was strong but reckless. As he moved in for the kill, Todd turned the tables and finished him. The veterans finished setting the nuclear bomb. They suddenly saw Sandra and the children, and then Todd, their former leader. They had grown up, trained, and fought together. Without a word, they saluted each other. The colonel grew impatient. He decided to abandon the veterans and lift off in the ship. The captain refused to leave his men behind. Seconds later, the veterans seized the colonel and his 2 officers. The colonel could not believe his own soldiers would rebel. Then he saw Todd. He finally realized his enemy was not an army. It was just one battle-hardened soldier, Todd. The colonel lost control of his bladder in terror. Todd and the loyal veterans left the 3 officers stranded on the planet. They boarded the spaceship and escaped. The colonel tried to stop the bomb, but it was too late. Moments after the ship left, the nuclear bomb exploded, destroying the trash planet. Todd piloted the ship to safety with all the villagers on board, ready to start a new life. He chose a habitable planet for them to settle. In front of all the soldiers, Todd lifted up the little boy. He was telling them all, their lives as war machines were over. They would now have families, homes, and peaceful lives. Todd took responsibility for Mace's son and promised to care for Sandra. On the new planet, they farmed, built homes, and lived together in peace.